We are getting the 4-day live television event, Mecum's Auction. They're in Kissimmee, Florida right now. We've got the world's largest car auction. I mean, you guys are right there. This is amazing. We have Scott Hoke and John Kraman here joining us to tell us all about it. John, let's go ahead and start with you. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see. I mean, you're right there.
Rudy, you know, Mecum Auctions is the world's largest collector car auction company, and this auction here in Kissimmee, Florida, just outside of Orlando, is the world's largest single auction. 11 days, 3,500 cars, and we kick off television coverage on Wednesday at noon Eastern Time on Motortrend TV and Motortrend Plus streaming. A choice of ways to watch us if you can't attend in person.
Now let's talk about the staff at Mecum, because you know the cars are there. Does everybody take like the moment of like, let's go like walk down the aisles, let's go check everything out, you know, to get all this excitement in before all the craziness happens?
Absolutely. It is overwhelming. I know it is for me and for Scott as well. We are hardcore car guys. Been doing this now together for 15 years, and it is never fails to just reach the highest level of anticipation and then the payoff on site with what is literally the world's finest collector cars here for sale.
Now, just since you mentioned it right now, I mean, you grew up in the Rockford area. The first Mecum auction was in Rockford. I mean, what does it feel like, full circle moment, to be able to grow up in a town where the first auction was? Do you still currently live there? And, you know, what's it like to be able to work for this company?
Yeah, it's incredible. Yes, the first Mecum auction you mentioned was all the way back in 1988, and I actually remembered it was at the Greater Rockford Airport, and the fact that the auction company has now grown to be the world's largest, and I'm a real big part of it, full-time with the Mecum staff as well as being the TV commentator, along with a great staff. It's a thrill, and it's a privilege, and it's an honor, and it never gets old.
And Scott, I mean, you grew up in Indianapolis. I mean, another Midwest guy right here too. I mean, right around the Motor Speedway, the Raceway parks. I mean, cars have been a part of your life as well too from childhood.
Absolutely. You know, when I was a kid, I could hear the cars practicing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway or at Raceway Park from my front yard. So I knew what was going on. If it's Memorial Day weekend or if it's Labor Day weekend, I knew where the cars were. And man, it's been so cool to grow up in that environment many years ago.
Now, John, let's go ahead and talk. Last year was the biggest year for auctions for the company. You know, what are we expecting this year? And maybe name some of the highlights of some of the vehicles that are up for auction this year.
Well, that is the number one question everybody's asking. Will the absolute record-smashing success of last year, 2021, carry over into the new year? And that's what makes this auction so important, because as the world's biggest, the entire collector car market around the world is focused on this event. My prediction is this will be another record event, once again resetting the bar, and I would encourage anybody, any of your viewers, any of your listeners, to tune into Motor Trend, whether it be on Motortrend TV or Motortrend Plus, to catch the action, because there are going to be some unbelievable, exciting, great cars change hands here.
Now, with both of you, you know, you've been part of this company for over a decade. Do you both collect cars? Is there one that's both of your, like, your dream car? Like, when this comes through, I'm going to like I'm going to save all my money. I'm going to, like, you know, put everything in there because this is the car that I want. Scott, let's go ahead and start with you.
Well, I have a short list, a bucket list, if you will, of cars that are at the moment still just at a bucket list, but I'm working on it.
What about for you, John?
Yeah, I'm really lucky growing up in the muscle car era. I'm lucky enough to have a small, modest collection, a 64 GTO. I've got a Mustang and 3 Corvettes and some motorcycles. So I've been able to, over the years, I've been able to accumulate some cars that are important to me. And maybe just as importantly, I've decided to keep those cars indefinitely.
That is
They're not amazing. For sale.
No, not for sale. I wasn't trying to buy one, but I was just curious about your collection there.
Yeah.
You know, and then really quickly, as far as the people that are, is it celebrities? Is it movie studios? Is it just collectors? Is it diehard fans? You know, who are we seeing, you know, bidding on these items?
All of the above. I mean, there's a wide variety of people here on site. We have had celebrities bid in person and over the telephone in years past. So yeah, from all walks of life.
That is, I mean, especially I remember growing up on television watching Jay Leno and his car collection. I was always so excited to see, you know, what was in there. Jerry Seinfeld, you know, as well too. So it's exciting to see that, you know, they love cars just as much as us. And then final thing I want to go ahead and run through with both of you. What is it about growing up in the Midwest? I mean, obviously, you know, the big auctions are, in Florida and Las Vegas, but, in the Midwest here growing up, what was it about cars that first fueled your first love of them? Maybe John, go ahead and go first.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing is the fact that enjoying a cool car, a collector car, is really kind of a seasonal enjoyment as opposed to year round. And what that does is while our vehicles are tucked away safely in the garages with battery chargers on them, maybe raised up so the tires don't flat spot, it's the anticipation every year, putting them away, getting them out the next year versus the fair weather climates where they can enjoy these cars year round.
And for me, growing up in Indy, it's kind of all about the grassroots of racing and some of the short tracks. And my buddy, the professor over there, was a champion at the Rockford Speedway back in the day at the tender age of 19, I think. But it's that grassroots racing atmosphere that I remember being around when I was a kid. And that literally fueled my love of cars.
That is amazing. Thank you both of you for your time today. Scott and John, Mecum Auctions 4-day live television event. You can catch it on Motortrend TV, Motortrend TV Plus. They've also got it on the website, the Mecum Auction website. You can check it out there as well too, and the YouTube channel. So plenty of avenues to go ahead and check it out. January 12th through the 15th, and have such a great time this week.
Thanks so much, Rudy.
Thank you.